In just the last couple of years, we've had a bunch of thrift stores go out of business. And unfortunately, one of my favorite thrift stores, Savers, there's been a lot of locations that have gone out of business. I'm in Connecticut, and one of my favorite Savers stores was the Meriden Savers thrift store. That went out of business. There was another one in Bristol, Connecticut. That went out of business. There was one in, I believe, Waterbury. Was it in Waterbury or somewhere in that area? That went out of business. Now all they have is the red, white, and blue out there. Goodwill in my area, that went out of business. Why are all these thrift stores going out of business, and what's the future of thrift stores? Are they going to continue to go out of business slowly but surely? Because I don't see really any new thrift stores opening up. I just see thrift stores going out of business. We've had multiple Salvation Armies go out of business. And, you know, in Connecticut, we used to have a lot more, and they're slowly dying off. And what's going to happen? Honestly, I hope that they change their business models. I think what they're doing is they're putting the prices up so high to the point where they're turning a lot of people off, and they're forcing people like myself. And I think a lot of the sales are driven from resellers. They're forcing a lot of people to look elsewhere. A lot of items at Goodwill and Savers and Salvation Army as well, I can buy at Marshall's, or I could buy on eBay. People come to thrift stores because they want to get a good deal. We have to deal with you guys putting a lot of items on the storefront that maybe is broken or isn't in the greatest condition, or the clothes are stinky. So we want to pay less. And then you guys come off like you're really all about the community and helping people. Yeah, I get it. You have a certain percentage of your money going to the community for programs, and that's great. I 100% support that. Also, there are some who, you know, aren't taking all the profit and putting it into the community, like Savers, the Goodwills. I know the Goodwill, CEO, would he make $500,000 or something? And that's fine, whatever. But you guys act like you are so like, I'm all for the community, but you guys just keep jacking the prices up higher and higher and higher and higher. And I get it. You have expenses, you have rent. It's the land of America where everybody's getting sued, and you got to lawyer up and protect yourself as a business. And just to run a business in Connecticut, it's getting more and more expensive. I don't know if those rules still apply to you since you guys are a charity, right? But I get it. You have to charge more as things become more expensive, but it's getting to the point where I think you're turning a lot of resellers off. And I know myself, I mostly source online now. I mostly source from eBay sellers, Mercari sellers, Facebook Marketplace. I do a lot more private picks now. Just yesterday, I went to a flea market, built a relationship with a guy. My mom and I, Mama Profit, she sells books. She does around $3,000 to $5,000 a month. We're doing a private pick of about 100,000 books tomorrow. I love going to thrift stores. I love the thrill of the hunt. I love going, but I think you're turning a lot of people off, especially resellers. And I'm curious in the comments, guys, how much do you think resellers drive the actual sales of thrift stores? Do you think it's a lot? Like out of 100% pie, what percentage do you think are resellers? So I think that's one of the reasons why some of the thrift stores are going out of business. Also, number two, think just normal consumers, right? Everyday people who aren't resellers are getting turned off as well, because just the other day, I was in Goodwill, and there was this little glass plate. It didn't look like anything special. They want $11 for it. $11. Like, what are you guys doing selling it for $11? Like, maybe it's something super ridiculously rare, but it was just this like old lady, this sweet little old lady who just wanted it, and just to maybe have some sepper on it, and you know, have a little din-din, and you know, you're gonna charge her $11 for the plate. I mean, I might start a new series up, like called, you know, how Goodwill and Savers is ripping us all off, episode 1, and we could do like 3,000 episodes. I love thrift stores. There's tons of things that fall through the cracks, but they're just going out of business. I don't know why. I also see management turning over a lot. So I'm curious if these thrift stores don't really treat their managers or employees that well, because the turnover rate is so high lately. I see new people all the time. So I'm just curious. Obviously, I don't run a thrift store, and there's probably a lot of stuff that I don't realize and I don't know. But I'm curious what you guys think of the future. I hope, fingers crossed, I hope they don't keep going out of business, because I enjoy it. As much money as I do make, and there's still a lot of great deals, so I'm not trying to just, I know I'm like being one-sided right here, like kind of beating up on the thrift stores, but there's an issue that all these thrift stores keep going out of business, and I don't see any new ones coming. There's something wrong. I have a feeling the prices probably have something to do with it. Probably something to do with management. I don't know. You guys aren't getting a lot of donations anymore, I heard. I heard from quite a few thrift stores, you guys aren't getting as many donations. I don't know if it's because of, you know, the current status of the world with inflation, or because of the C word, and people don't want to go out anymore. I mean, I don't know. But I don't know, something's going on. A lot of thrift stores are closing. I hope they don't keep closing. I think that they should take their prices down and try to sell more volume. I also think with the Goodwills, you guys are putting everything online. You guys are putting a lot of stuff online now. And I'll tell you right now, Goodwill, your online website sucks. What are you guys doing? Seriously? Like, your website's terrible. Why do you charge so much for shipping? Why can't you, like, hire some guys out in India to do some, software for you and to make, like, a good website? Your website sucks.